Shalom, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Call Halal Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai by Shem Rachak Dash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that taught us is true, and much respect to the Yakim out there labored in his work, and also to the believers scattered across the four corners of the earth, the hopefully elect at the USA. Shalom. So just a quick lesson through the Spirit as I was reading about the miracles of the apostles in the book of Acts. You know, these things are coming back again in a major way, and it takes faith to believe that, and that's something that a lot of Israelites don't have, you know. But as the scriptures say in Hebrews 11th chapter, you know, he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, you know, because nothing is impossible with the Most High, Yahweh by Shemel Shai. And spiritual power, miracles, and strange wonders, okay, is a light thing to the Most High, and this is actually how he's going to, you know, glorify himself as he always has, by raising up certain men, all right, to be a witness unto him in a time of trouble, man. And that's what we're coming into. And so as we look around, you know, we see society decaying. You know, the food is becoming scarce. There's a lack of baby formula. There's a major shortage on everything, pretty much. And so this society is decaying, meaning that the resources that these people depend on is being stripped away, you know, by Yahweh by Shemel Shai, but he's using Esau, Edom to do it. But this is pretty much paving the way for the Lord to raise up his men in a time of need to be, you know, many saviors under Yahweh by Shemel Shai, to gather in multitudes. And that's the time that we're coming into, man. All right. So you must believe in the supernatural in order for you to be in this truth. Because if you don't, then you are not going to be defended in that day. So Romans 15:4 says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning. See? That we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So the things that were written aforetime, and in this instance we're speaking about the spiritual powers, the miracles that were shown, you know, the healings and all of that was done to glorify the Lord, where all this stuff was written for us to learn and to have comfort in, because what, these things are coming back again. There's no new thing under the sun, you see? And so in these times, you know, we should be rejoicing, because this is going to open up a whole new side of this truth, you know. It's going to manifest from the spiritual into the physical with actual miracles. So Psalm 110 and verse 3, it says, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. All right. So in the day of the power of the men that you see raised up doing his work, the people are going to be willing in that day, just like during the time of Acts. All right. Also with Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai fed a multitude, you know, with loaves and fishes. He multiplied, I forgot how many it was, but he fed a whole multitude. I think it was like 5,000, something like that. All right. And so those things are coming back again. So thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holiness, from the womb of the morning thou hast to do with thy youth. All right. And also when you go to the book of Zechariah? It might be Zephaniah. Zephaniah 3:19 says, behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, all right, and I will save her that halteth, speaking about the elect, and gather her that was driven out, and I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. All right, so we've been scattered across the four corners of the earth. Now the Lord says he's going to give us praise and fame in every land where we have been put to shame, and we're being put to shame right now. All right. But this power is not going to be, you know, to glorify us, but it's going to be for us to glorify Yahweh by Shemel Shai, you see. And so going to the book of John, the 14th chapter. It says, in verse 12, all right? Matter of fact, verse 11 says, believe me that I am in the Father, and the Father in me, or else believe me for the very work's sake. See? Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I shall do, he shall do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. All right? So the same works that Yahushua was able to do due to the power that was given to him by Yahweh, all right, to glorify his name. Well, the same thing's going to be done to Yahushua's men as well, as the Lord is really going to raise up and glorify his men, you know, just so he can be glorified. And this has always been the case, man. All right. So it says again, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. And whatsoever you shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it. See? So we coming into those times. That's why we're in a time of trying right now. All right, we're being tested out to see who's going to be willing to receive that power in that day. We already got it spiritually with his word, you know, but that's going to be manifested in the physical. All right. Now, Yahushua, as we know, did so many acts that it cannot be written in the book, as you get in St. John 21. And we start at verse 24. This is the disciples, you know, which testify of these things and wrote these things, and we know that his testimony is true. And there are also many other things which Yahushua did, the which, if they should be written every one, I suppose that even the world itself could not contain the books that should be written. So Yahushua was constantly doing miracles throughout a short period of time, you know, within the ministry. All right. So doing miracles back then was like nothing, man. All right. He did so many that it couldn't even be contained, you know, within the books. So if he said that we're going to do more than that, then what the hell do you think we're going to be out here doing? Lord willing, we get that power, man. All right. Because this is the grand finale, the end all be all before the kingdom of heaven. So Lord's going to show out, you know, with his men. Also, before I get into that, as you get in Isaiah 32, in verse 2, it says, and a man should be as an hiding place from the wind, and a cover from the tempest, as rivers of waters in a dry place, as a shadow of a great rock in a weary land. And we're going to read this in the NLT to the right. It says, each one would be like a shelter from the wind and a refuge from the storm. So that's showing you that a man is going to be very, very valuable in that day because of the spiritual power that is going to be given to him. The scriptures say, at destruction and famine, you know, thou shalt laugh. You know, neither shall we be afraid of the beasts of the field. So, you know, the spiritual power is going to be bestowed upon the men. They're going to have power to do miraculous works to the point of where they're going to be like a refuge for a lot of people. You see? So again, each one would be like a shelter from the wind and a refuge from the storm, like streams of water in the desert and a shadow of a great rock in a parched land. See? So that's a man of high value in that day. That's that praise and fame in every land where we've been put to shame. All right. And so from there, let's go to a couple of accounts in the book of Acts. And we'll start at Acts 5 and 12 through 16. It says, now many signs and wonders were regularly done among the people by the hands of the apostles. And they were all together in Solomon's portico. None of the rest dared join them, but the people held them in high esteem. See? And more than ever, believers were added to the Lord, multitudes of both men and women. All right, so once these miracles are shown, then that's going to bring in that great multitude, you know, the rest of the 1/3, because it's still going to be millions and millions and millions of Israelites that are going to be saved. And when you look at the congregation right now, you know, we're really just a small body that fully believe in Yahweh Shema Shah, but that's going to multiply due to the miracles. All right. So 14 again, and more than ever, believers were added to the Lord, multitudes of both men and women, so that they even carried out the sick into the streets and laid them on coats and mats, that as Peter came by, at least his shadow might fall on some of them. All right. The people also gathered from towns around Jerusalem, bringing the sick and those afflicted with unclean spirits, and they were all healed. You see that? So when you look at our people right now, yeah, they through, but at the same time, the Lord is very merciful. And in that day, when everybody is asked out and need help, you're going to have some people that come in and be healed just for the sake of glorifying the Lord, man. All right. So we just waiting on that moment, when all hell breaks loose, and then the Lord has no choice but to step in, with the spiritual power, with the chariots, and giving certain men gifts to, complete these miracles that are going to further, push the ministry. The 1 Corinthians 12, and we start at verse 8. For to one is given by the Spirit of the word of wisdom, to another the word of knowledge by the same Spirit, to another faith by the same Spirit, to another the gifts of healing by the same Spirit, to another the working of miracles, to another prophecy, to another discerning of spirits, to another divers kinds of tongues, to another the interpretation of tongues. All right. But all these worketh that one and the self-same Spirit, dividing to every man severally as he will. So certain gifts are given to certain men, and you're going to see men out there healing people on the streets. They're going to bring in multitudes, all right, and doing miracles. So this is what we believe in. This is our faith, all right? And we fully believe that the Lord's going to show out and outdo what he has done in the past. So with that, Lord willing, you're edifying until next time I say, Shalom.